Good.
Riddance.
2.
20.
20.
At the Students' Union, we're all about students coming together and making stuff happen. In fact, the word union pretty much means joining together. Now, 2020's been a pretty dodgy year, to say the least, and so a lot of the types of things that we do have had to change. We've spent more time in breakout rooms than organising demonstrations or meeting in Farmer Bar this year, but we've never stopped bringing students together and making our collective voice heard, even if that's had to be in strings of tense Zoom calls this year. As we go into the winter break, we wanted to share just a bit of the stuff that we've been up to this year.
Over 2,000 students have voted in a Students' Union election or referenda this term, with over 5,000 votes cast. We had 2 really brilliant referenda passed. One was concerning the First Generation Scholarship, which was a bursary provided by the university that's been, over the past couple of years, slowly being defunded. And as a result of that referendum, we have a new campaigning policy in place to fight for the reinstatement of this bursary, as well as its extension to postgraduate students. The other referendum was about rent strikes, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. We also had our first all-members meeting for years, so that was a really good step as well.
Second winning referenda was a policy that mandates the Students' Union to support all student rent strikes organised in university halls. This is particularly relevant right now, not just because of the Sussex rent strike, but also because of the wave of rent strikes that are sweeping universities across the UK for term 1, but also for term 2 looking forwards. So these are students demanding better from their university managements, and it's really important that as the Students' Union we really get behind this. And so it's a good thing that the policy's been put in place. So each of these policies will last for 3 years, and at that point Union Council will then decide whether to lapse them or to send them back out to referenda to be voted on by the student population at that time. So big shout out to all the students that voted, but especially campaigned in the autumn referenda. The turnout this year compared to previous years really speaks for itself, and we know firsthand how hard it is to be campaigning in a kind of weird online environment. So yeah, massive well done. And if you're interested in submitting a referenda for the spring term referenda, then please do get in touch with myself or any of the other officers by our social medias or emails, and we'd love to help you plan that.
After the elections, we now have 300 brilliant reps in place who have been working hard to make sure that the views and concerns of their peers are brought to their schools and to university management. We know how difficult a year it's been to be a student representative, and we commend our reps who have made it through some fiery meetings and navigated often confusing university structures to improve learning environments and feed into the runnings of their courses. We've had 2 Union Council sessions this term where councillors have listened to and scrutinised the work of officers, as well as discussing key issues being faced by students and the role the SU must play in this. We'd like to thank councillors for being so engaged and helping to ensure our student democracy runs smoothly.
Over the past few months, officers, staff and students collaborated to set up the Sussex Anti-Racist Action Group. This group aims to bring together a lot of the anti-racist work that is being done across the university into a collective campaign. We looked at the ways in which institutional racism manifests itself at the university and focused on 5 different areas. These are the hostile environment, prevent, awarding gaps, decolonisation, and community and radical care. After holding a series of reading workshops with students and staff on each of these, we put together a manifesto specific to the University of Sussex. This was created with the voices of people from across the university and our community here at Sussex. Recently we held a launch event for the manifesto, where each section was presented alongside amazing artwork designed by students. The SARA Manifesto launch had over 70 people join us, and we held some incredible poetry readings and performances from students and racial justice campaigners. The event also ended with a call to action to demand the university to renew the funding for the Race Equity Advocates programme, which was set to end this week. This programme pays students of colour to work within the schools to tackle awarding gaps and create action plans to improve learning for black and brown students. They've done a difficult but brilliant job of this so far, and we are pleased to announce that the university has since announced that this programme will be funded for the rest of the academic year.
Without a doubt, this has been one of the hardest years for students involved in clubs and societies, but we have been absolutely blown away by the dedication and creativity of committees this year. We've had over 500 brilliant virtual events organised by clubs and societies this term. Our 3 student-led committees have been meeting regularly this term, and our sports reps have approved 2 new clubs for the Team Sussex community and also £2,000 worth of funding for things like facility hire, equipment and water sports.
Societies Committee have approved nearly £1,500 worth of funding this term, and this has covered a diverse range of things like software licenses for virtual events, it's subsidised costs for students to take part in activities, and it's partly funded fees for guest speakers. The committee has also approved 22 new societies this academic year. Your media committee has approved spending totalling £3,000, and this has been used to purchase podcasting microphones. It's paid for virtual runway events, as well as just covering the cost of producing really quality content for our community.
We've had 3 sports and societies assemblies so far where students involved in activities have come together to share skills and collaborate on events and also discuss the challenges of adjusting to kind of online activities. So those are held monthly and they're going to carry on into the new term, so be sure to look out for them. And it seems like everyone being bored of lockdown quizzes was a myth, since we had 150 students take part in the University Challenge team trials, including me. I was terrible. Big thanks to everyone that joined us, and we look forward to putting a team together based on the results next term, so watch out for that.
And if you somehow managed to miss our snazzy graphics or press release, then you might not know about the South Coast Cup, which has been announced for next term. So this is going to be competitive sporting fixtures throughout February and March, and it's a collaboration between Sussex, Brighton, Chichester and Portsmouth. So there's going to be a league for 12 different sports, which is going to be announced in January, and we will be competing for the overall title and South Coast Cup to determine the winning university. It's a little bit like Varsity 2.0. So yeah, it's really exciting to be able to announce something like this after what has been a really difficult term for clubs.
Our buddy scheme has had a record number of sign-ups this year, with 778 new students and 274 new buddy scheme volunteers. We know that student loneliness is a really big issue, especially this year, and we are thankful to everyone that has worked so hard to expand the buddy scheme and keep it running despite the online adjustments. As well as this, we've also had 9 language cafes with over 400 students attending. The postgraduate network has also continued to hold online meetups with over 100 postgrads attending and getting to know each other.
So Under the Sheets have run 16 days of activism against gender violence, all via social media, and that was really impressive. Access Sussex and our brilliant Students with Disabilities Officer Matt have also held several events and feed-in sessions around Disability History Month, as well as starting an awareness campaign on social media to draw attention to invisible disabilities. And we've also launched the Career Equity Project with the Careers Centre to support various student groups in gaining access to employment skills and opportunities like students with disabilities, student parents, international students, and other groups. So we've collaborated on some events surrounding these topics and hope to do that more in the new year.
Our new Student Sustainability Committee has been set up with 12 amazing reps. We've heard from some fantastic new student societies and campaigns, focused both on campus sustainability and climate justice in the community, which we give our full support to and can't wait to get involved with more in the future. With the university's sustainability strategy being launched next spring, our committee is going to be working with the university to make sure that this strategy is as radical and progressive as it can be, and holding them to account where it isn't. Our community organisers have continued working with students, having one-to-ones and house meetings. Some of the highlights of this term include the International Student Get-Together, LGBTQ+ meetups, student parent coffee mornings, the Student Support Listening Project, getting a chaplain for Hindu students.
We also approved 3 new SU campaign applications this term. The Sussex Renters Union, the Undoing Borders campaign, which aims to support international students and resist the hostile environment in higher education, as well as the Green Energy Renters, a group that seeks to support climate justice as well as housing justice by campaigning for better quality, more sustainable housing in a joined-up approach together.
As well as this, we've worked with students and staff on our Save Our Catering Staff campaign, and this resulted in 39 staff who were being threatened with redundancy being put onto the furlough scheme until next March. It's saved their jobs, and it's a real testament to the power of staff-student solidarity. The university has agreed to top up their furlough pay in December to 100%, which is great, but we'll be campaigning to raise this to 100% in January, February and March.
where we've been allowed, we've also been organising little things on campus, like the walks that we ran for a little while to get people meeting each other, and we set up the Sussex Mutual Aid group. Apart from that, we've been working with the Sussex Renters Union to help students find out about their accommodation rights, and also they'll be launching a Term 2 rent strike. So I really encourage you to support that and find out more about it on Instagram. Their handle is Sussex Renters Union. And at the moment, there are over 250 students signed up to the strike in January. So we'll be working with those students to bring them into negotiations with university leadership, and encourage university leadership to take their demands seriously and to negotiate with them.
Really hope that you enjoyed our Christmas wrap up and look forward to seeing you again online, but hopefully in person next term. Make sure that you come along to a members meeting or run for a position, submit a referenda, get in touch with an officer.
The Students' Union is a strange and beautiful democracy, one that's run by elected students. Alongside this, we have a team of brilliant staff who help facilitate the programmes that students bring forward. Big up everyone involved in the union, staff and students. Whether you voted in something or you're on a committee of one of our societies, you're part of what's keeping the SU going.
Hey!
Great.
Winter?
Break.
Yes!